Welcome to the Seven Crosses series for Workers and Resources Soviet Republic. We're picking up on the 9th of March 1997. Now this is going to be the last video before we move to the beta branch, and what I want to do in this very short video is tidy up a few odds and ends, just so that when I do make the next full-length video I'll be able to focus very much on the new mechanics. Moving on, I'd like to say a big thank you for those of you who took the time to post comments telling me that the update was actually now available in the beta branch, and I have to admit that I had completely missed it, especially with the recording of the previous video, because I actually recorded I tend to record very early in the morning, obviously before the devs get up and do their releases. So what do I actually want to do in this video? Well, there's two things I want to do to ensure that it's really up and working very properly. Is I want to get a fuel train distributing fuel back to Knife Edge and to Stilton. And if you watch the previous video, you'll be aware that I set this up, and through the winter what I did is I got the helicopter crews on here, so that we've now got fuel flowing out into this a little storage here, and I'm using this as the local distribution for Ollerton. That means what I can do now is, with all this fuel that's piling up very nicely in here, I can start distributing that across the map without too many problems. Why have I got a traffic jam? Why have I got a traffic jam? Oh, okay. I've had this before. Obviously, we move that guy, that will release the snowplow. I really do need to sort out my alcohol distribution. That's something that maybe we'll take a look at that. But the key focus of this video needs to be the trains, because I want to get these running so that I don't have to worry about them. So we're going to get up here, and we're just going to buy a train. So we're going to spend a lot of money on trains. Electronics, so we're going to go for this one here, and we're going to need how many? I want the split train, so I want to deliver fuel and bitumen. What we got here, this is 60. So if I get 5 of these again, 1 2 3 4 5, so we've now got this train here. I think that would be enough for keep things going. And of course what we're going to need to do is do an advanced setup. We need to get rid of that there. We don't want to pick up oil even by accident, so we'll get that there. So you're going to pick up fuel on that one, and we're going to get 4 who will pick up fuel exclusively. Put that down to there, back to there. Then the 5th one will just carry bitumen. So that sets this train up. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go up to Ollerton. We're going to come into here, and you're going to load bitumen and fuel. Then we're going to go all the way across to Stilton. And where's the fuel depot? Here. And you're going to drop off there, and what you're going to do is unload fuel, but only 50%. Yeah, we go straight 50-50. Then we're going to come all the way back to what we call it. You're going to come into here, and you're going to unload fuel and bitumen 100%. So that should work. And what we'll do is we'll just keep that off. I'll just speed the game up so that we can just want to make sure this train runs. And while we're actually following it, I'll just talk a little bit about what I'm going to be doing when the new update drops. So I want to do this video, tidy up a few things, and then the following full-length video will be us on the new update. And what I intend to do is actually make a safe copy for 2 reasons. One, in case we get any actual corruption that may cause the game to crash and I won't be able to load it again, and because of course once you load onto a new update you can't take that save game back, so it's quite important to make a sideways save game with the old version just in case. And the second reason is that if things go really badly wrong because I make some basic mistakes because I misunderstand the new mechanics, it will give us a new starting point for being able to backtrack a little bit and sort a few things out. Now, if any of you are following the Four Corners series, what I intend to do is learn the basics in the Seven Crosses series. Once I'm comfortable with what, and I'm also gambling that we'll get a few mods which may help with the Four Corners series, and then what we will do is then switch to the Four Corners series and see how things go. Of course, we've got to stop here because there's a train in front, and then hopefully we will be able to keep going with the Four Corners series. And I'll be completely honest, of the two series, I'm more confident with this series than the Four Corners. I mean, we may lose half our population here, but because we've got 52 million in the bank, and we've got, as long as we can protect the core, is probably the best way to describe it, we should be able to pull this off and keep this series going until, well, something else happens. So we've got 272 tons of fuel and 68 tons of bitumen. What I'll do now is I'll just cut the video here and I'll come back as we approach Stilton, because I just want to make sure that the track is good, and two, that it actually does the unload properly. And of course, it's probably also worth mentioning the fact that once we go on the new update, one of the top priorities is going to be a distribution office, because I would like to get this train and several others actually working on the distribution office. So here we are. We're just now coming up to Stilton. This is the last bit of track where we haven't actually run before, so we've run straight into here. What should happen is you should drop off half of your fuel. Right, so we dropped off 100, so we got 135 tons of fuel left and the bitumen. So again, I'm just going to cut it and then I will come back as we approach the fuel depot in Knife Edge. So here we are, we're just approaching the fuel depot in Knife Edge. Come in here, and what we should do is drop off both 135 tons of fuel and also 62 tons of bitumen. But I'm not too worried whether if these train completely empties going forward, because I'm just quite happy for it to run round, and as I already mentioned, until we get the distribution office. So that's now done that. We can cancel that, get rid of you. Just want to check. So that means that we should now get a fairly good supply of fuel into here. Also get a nice supply of bitumen into here, which of course some of this will be exported. Over in Stilton, we've got sorry, Stilton is over here. We should now have fuel in here, but of course at the moment I haven't actually set the office up. Just want to see who's actually delivering. This is Nicomo Camp. I had a feeling that this guy was delivering all the way out here. So what I'm going to need to do is we're going to have to buy. Let me just go over to here. Built a distribution office in here. This has got a place for 6. So we're going to shoot back over to here. And we're going to buy, say, how many tankers? I think we're going to buy all, well, we've got a slot for 6, so I think I will buy 6. No, actually, we'll buy about 4 of these, and then we're back over to here. And we'll put these into here. And what that will mean is that I can then set this up as the fuel distribution for this area. Possibly also sending some fuel to the gas station or the fire station down over where the coal mines are. So we're just going to send that there. I'm not going to set that up because I want to keep this video short. But eventually, well, what's this guy doing? Another thing I would like to do is just let these construction offices run out of work now. But we're going to need to get fuel into here as well. So I'll rework that distribution office so that we're supplying fuel into this whole area. That means we won't have the trucks hauling all the way down from Knife Edge. Now, before I do the next train, I just want to check something. I've had my helicopter crews working on this conveyor. It looks like it's actually finished, which is good, because what I want to do now is set up an iron ore delivery train so that we can get this steel mill functioning. So because that means that when we are looking at the new update, I won't have to worry too much about that. Again, we're just going to get in here. We're going to blow another big pile of cash. An electric train. Again, we're just going to go here. Cargo wagons. Let me see. If I get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of these. What's that? 6 these is 360, isn't it? I'm not sure whether 7 cars is too long, but I suppose the only way we're going to find out is by actually getting a 7-car train in here, isn't it? Now this is going to be, compared to the other train, this is going to be relatively straightforward, because it's going to say go to the border, pick up. This area here is actually starting to get quite busy, and I want you to pick up iron ore. Then we're going to shoot all the way over to here. I want you to deliver iron ore. Just go there. Again, I'm just going to follow the train. So we're out the depot. Now I'm pretty confident that the train will get to the border, so I'll see you once we get there, and I'll show you it loading and also give you a view of how busy that border junction is starting to get. Okay guys, welcome back. I thought we'd come in here because we've got another train just coming in here, and of course we've got connections for 3 trains to load and unload at the same time. Here comes another one. You can see how well this border crossing is actually getting a little bit busy, and you can see it's actually working. This is why I think building these shunting yards is quite important. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to follow the train back, but I'm going to follow at a high angle now, because this train is a bit longer, and what I'm looking at is to make sure that it fits between the junctions, so like that one, because if you get an overlap through a section of track between 2 signals, that is a possible indicator of another problem. So if that one's long enough, I mean most of these should be long enough, because I've kind of half planned for a train of up to about 8, possibly 9 carriages, but there's always sections that can catch you out if you're not careful. So I just want to follow this through just to see if there is any potential problems. See, there's one here, see, it just about fits. And it's quite important to be aware of these junctions, because sometimes it just requires a little bit of reshaping. Also with these long sections, you can actually improve train efficiency by actually increasing the gaps. Now there is a weak point here. Thank you game for the save, auto save. You can see here that this train doesn't really fit between these segments, so that is a potential problem. And we're just going to come into here and see how things go. And of course the coal train, oh, we got a problem. There's rail track. I know what's wrong, because of course if I show you the signals here, what's actually happening is that this is all being treated as one section. So what we can do is actually, I'm not going to put them in the middle, we'll put in this here. Actually this needs to go that way. What that should do is let the train in now. Yeah, and what we should be doing now is actually unloading into here. We've got that now. That means we've got coal in here, but we need the workers here. We've got iron in here. So what I'd like to do now is get the workers out here, which is something else I wanted to set up. We've got the train station here. I'm going to be a little bit dodgy now. I'm not 100% sure if this works. It used to work. Not sure whether this will actually work now. The other thing I've also done is the fire station is finished here. I think I remembered to put some fire engines here. We've got no fuel though. That might be our first delivery point here. I know that I've always gone over to the borders to get vehicles, but I think we're going to cheat slightly here because I want some buses. We're going to get some buses. I want something that's fairly high capacity, but fairly fast as well. Let's sort by capacity. This is 96. This is 128, 70 kilometers an hour. This is 66. This is 85, 70. We don't really have anything that's really fast. As we got 79 kilometers there. Got 85 at 85 kilometers. I think we're going to get I think we'll start with 2. I don't really want to overload the area. I'm going to actually create a line here, and what we're going to do is we're actually going to pick up from here and we're going to deliver to there. Now I know these are we'll call this steel mill bus. Now as far as I know, this should work. If it isn't, it's going to be a little bit embarrassing. And what we should be able to do is set you, we'll launch that, put the line spacing in, and we're just, because the game treats even train stations as pickup points. So what we're effectively doing is creating a shuttle bus while the track's actually being built. Of course, he's got to go and get fuel first. Yeah, this takes me back to about 4 or 5 years ago. They were upgrading or electrifying a bit of track near where I used to live at the time, and every weekend for about 7 months, well, if you wanted to catch the train, you went and bought a train ticket, then you'd go out and catch a bus and travel about 30 or 40 miles by bus. So we're going to get the workers in here. Hopefully the line spacing will kick in, but we should get quite a lot of workers in here. The real risk is whether we actually pull workers away from the other buildings. So, but this is another reason why I wanted to make this video, because I wanted to just be able to do it. So what we should do is get the workers come into here. Now, as far as I know, this should be in range of all the buildings to get us actually producing steel. But of course, the first thing we're going to need to do is get this going here. So we're just going to get the workers in. What we probably will need to do is probably reduce the number of workers in here. So down to 230. And of course, they're going to go to the construction sites as well. So in some ways, they're going to help speed up the construction process. Just make sure we've got some iron flowing into here slowly. I mean, it's not going to be super efficient, but you can see we're actually now starting to produce steel. And of course, what that means is that we can now possibly get steel to here as an aircraft pickup point. Also, more importantly, what I've been doing is getting prefabs and gravel and everything delivered into here, so that we'll be able to set up a train construction yard here. And we've got a distribution office here. I think we've got an open hole here. So what we can do now is set this up. I think I've already set this up, isn't it? As we can set this up as a pickup point here. Steel. You can deliver to. We can unload here. Steel. There's 59%. We'll need to take a look at that. And the other thing I would like to do is actually get you to deliver to here. If I can, game, please game. You can unload steel here, and we'll leave that at 49%. I'm not sure what to limit the amount. Set it to about 80% for the moment. We've only got the one truck here. And what's the steel? 186 tons. That's way too high. 69. What we're going to do is get the steel flowing into here and here. In fact, I think what I might do is put a second truck on here. I'm just going to very quickly buy another truck here. Actually, we'll buy 2, I think, because we're. So this is more me getting this set up for that when I don't have to worry about this when the new update goes. So we're gonna get you to here. And then I think just to get everything going really nicely, these guys are now ready to go. So pick you up here. You've got a loading point here. You pick up fuel there. We need fuel delivered to here. We'll leave it at 30% for the moment. We need the gas station as well at 30%. We also need this at 30%. We'll push it all up to 50 actually. Just get that done. And then we've got another gas station over here. And we've got another one over here. And we've got another one just there. So what we'll have is the gas stations here. What I will do is this gas station. Where is it? Sorry. Let's actually name the, so I know which one it is. We'll just get here. I think we've got another one just here as well. We'll call you Stilton Fuel Distribution. And what that would mean is that, well, I'll just do this one as an example. It means that this one here, we can now remove the, what's it, Novu gas station, this one here. Remove you. We got Stilton gas station, which is, have I just removed the wrong one? Let me just see. Yeah. We need to add you to this one as well. Yeah, we've got the fire station here as well. So this fire station, just remove this one as well. So I'm looking at it. We need to remove Stilton fire station from here. Now obviously this is going to be a little bit of a tedious process, so I'll do the rest off camera. And the idea is that what we'll do now is that will take off the pressure from the fuel distribution, so that the fuel distribution in Knife Edge will now just concentrate on Knife Edge and Colville. I will leave it on Knife Edge and Colville just in case we get problems when the new update drops. So just get back here. It looks very much like our train is going to possibly need we could probably put a second train on actually, but I think at the moment I'm just quite happy to get that up and running. Let me just see. We're getting a little bit of steel coming in here, but it's not enough to justify it replacing, because I think most of the steel will be flowing into here. And actually, what do you think, guys? Shall I get this up and running? I mean, we got stuff going here. I think I will actually. So we'll just go on that. Because what it means is if I can get this up and running, it means I don't have to worry about it. I think we'll go for the Super KZH. This has actually got a track builder at 70, I think, which is, well, yeah, twice as far. So we're going to get this guy in here. I think at the moment we'll just leave him here, but we're going to need to get a workforce into here, aren't we? How much workforce do you need? 40. So we're just going to buy another quick bus. So what do we want? 55 passengers. 45 passengers. I wouldn't mind something that's a bit just under 45 actually. Let's just see. We could do it with minibuses, but we got a microbus here. I know it's technically not available. We could do it with horse and cart actually. Got 25 passengers here. This one disappeared in 1975. 1990, 7 passengers. I think we'll go with 2 of these, and we're just again just set the route up properly because this is going to be long term. And what we'll actually do this time is you can actually pick up from the actual bus station, wherever it is. Here it is, because this is a proper route that will run for a long time. So I'll call you Stilton Train Track Lay. And we'll get you there. And we'll set you guys up to and spacing. And what that would do is get these guys into here. Just have a quick check. Make sure that we've got at least some people. May not be such a good idea. Well, we'll get a few workers in here. I mean, to be honest, at the moment, I'm not that worried about how fast they go. We can work on that. But at least we got some track laying starting here. We can lay the track in here and get things going. This area here, let's just check the construction office. Yeah, we're down to one bit of track being laid now. So let me just... This guy is working around here. We need... Let me just see. Oh, sorry, wrong place. We've built this into here, but this needs to be electrified as well. What we're going to do... That connection does not exist. What is actually... Is this not connected properly? Okay, let me just... I'm just wondering whether that... Let's have a look at the... I've got a feeling that this is not actually laid properly. So just take that out. Trim you back to there. I'm actually going to... No, we'll do it properly. Let you in there. Move that out the way, except that. Well, get that built there. Now, so that's this side of the track done. We need to get back to Stilton. Oops, where are we? We've laid the track into here, and we've laid the track out. We need this built, so we need to get something, that guy working on there. And what we can do now is get another one working out that way, so we can start laying the tram tracks out this way as well. So that is that going quite well. Just to flip back to here. So what we need to do is electrify this section. Now the reason I'm focusing very much on this warehouse is down to the fact that during the winter, Ollerton again started to run out of food. So I think the haul up here by truck is just getting too much for the amount of food that needs to come into here through the winter. So what I'd like to do is get this actually up and running by winter so that we can start bringing the food and clothes into here. And to that end, I've started bringing in, where is it? Food into here, but I don't think I've actually brought clothes in. Let me just see who's actually distributing clothes. I think this is the office that I set up to. Are you actually delivering clothes as well? Let me just see. Oh, yeah, so it's the right one. Okay. And what I'd like to do is get you to deliver clothes into... Is it? It's the mail section. I can't remember which one it is, sorry. I keep saying to myself that I should go around and name all these. Matt's rail. So we need to get clothes delivered into... There it is. And what we're going to do is get clothes into here. So by the time that the warehouse is ready for a train, we will have food and clothes into here, which when by the next winter we'll be able to ship stuff into there. And I think I'm now generally happy about the current situation. I think just to give a quick run over in preparation for the next video, you can see population wise we're just over 36,000. We've got over 2,000 over 21, so if we start to take losses in one area, we've got plenty of over 21s to fall into the gap. We've got strong education, we've got a little bit of alcohol dependency, it's nothing like that, but we've got high clothing, sport, culture. Loyalty is still an issue. Just if I come up over here, you see we're still only 31% loyalty. I'm a bit worried about that. We've got good radio coverage, good TV coverage. Everything else is fairly happy. Sport is nice. Health is fairly solid. We've got good sport. A little bit of pollution. We've got an average age of 83. Radioactivity, can't, we've got 22 people can't visit a doctor. That's a potential issue, but there's not much I can do about that. And if we come to here to see, we've got 936 can't get university education. We've still got quite a few unemployed. We've got a possible problem with the kindergarten. Got some tourists coming in, and that's pretty rock solid. Of course, we've got an economy that is going along despite me spending all those money on vehicles. We haven't actually lost that much yet. So that looks pretty solid as well. This is where I'm going to leave it. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you found it interesting. As I say, next part we will definitely be on the new update, because I feel confident that now I've sorted out a few of the minor issues that we should be able to do it. And what I'll do off camera is sort out that fuel distribution office properly, so that we won't have to be hauling fuel all the way to Stilton. But until next time, whatever you do, enjoy your gaming.